Path Media. I was a minimum wage movie theater usher that made good and became a top earner in my network marketing company. Now, after 16 plus years in the profession, I'm finally teaching myself how to leverage the internet with online marketing and social media marketing to continue to grow and expand my business. My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, the subject is going to be whether or not I worry about being repetitive, right? Repetitive. I mean, I do an episode every day on this show, on this podcast. I mean, there has to be at least a modicum of concern that I'm going to repeat things all the time. I'm doing a live every day on Facebook at the moment. There has to be a modicum of being repetitive, or at least being concerned about being repetitive with my Facebook lives. I mean, I'm just churning out a ton of content all the time. So maybe there is a concern. Which, by the way, if you're not following me on Facebook, come follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/Ronnie Cruz 11. I'll put the link in the show notes. I do go live there every day currently until 45 days. There's a group of us from our community, our Facebook community, facebook.com/group/Path of the Network Marketer, that are doing this live 45-day challenge to grow our Facebook audiences, right? And so, yeah, with all this content that I'm churning out, like I am producing and publishing so much content right now, it's not even funny. Do I worry about being repetitive? The answer is no. Am I repetitive sometimes? The answer is 100% yes, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun, y'all. And in fact, like, chances are you might be hearing some stuff from me that you've heard somewhere else. And it's not necessarily that I'm copying somebody else. I mean, I do my best to reference and give credit to the people that inspire certain episodes. But, you know, like, thought leaders think about very similar things, right? And so we're engaged in the same kind of thought processes. Chances are we're gonna come to the same conclusion. So there's nothing new under the sun when it comes to ideas. So yes, it is going to be repetitive. Am I worried about it? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because here's number one, a couple of reasons. There's always new eyes, right? Chances are more people are listening to the show now than they were when I first started at day one back in September 1st, as a matter of fact, 2022, right? We're on episode 128. Yeah, of course, I'm going to have new audience. So I'm not going to not revisit topics, because it's still, especially if I'm talking about relevant subject matters and relevant topics and that are pertinent to people's growth and their marketing, I'm not going to not talk about it ever again. So yes, of course, I'm going to repeat topics. Number two, I'm a different person. Right? I'm a different person than I was just 100 days ago, let alone 12 months ago. So I'm going to have a different perspective. So I might have a different take on the same topic. So yes, it's repetitive topic, but I might have a different view, right? So that's always the case. Number three, I think people worry about being repetitive because well, here's the thing. All right. There's this, I think, kind of unconscious desire that we have to come up with the next new hot thing, right? All right, because I mean that's what the world is right now. Like, oh, there's this new buzzword, or there's this new phrase. There's this new I don't know. Yeah, what's the phrase of 2023, right? Like I saw people talk about that. I was like, okay, yeah. There's always this need to create something new, and that like the notion in our minds, because of social media and the internet, is that the new thing, the new idea is what sparks people's interest and what becomes viral and what gets shared, et cetera, and yeah, there's nothing new under the sun, right? Like that's never the case, and it's a 1 in a million thing that your new fresh idea becomes the next hot topic or the next hot trend. Like trying to create a trend and never repeating things that you've already talked about to try to create those new trends and try to be at the forefront and start that trend. It's just a foolhardy thing to do, because it's going to be, 999,999 misses, right? And are you willing to do it 1,000,000 times? Well, yeah, of course, as entrepreneurs we are, but like really, what are your chances of starting the new idea or the new trend, especially when there's nothing new under the sun? So let go of that unconscious need to create something new in hopes that you'll start something catchy and something trendy, because that's just not realistic from a business standpoint. It's not realistic from a marketing standpoint. Be okay with being repetitive. Again, there's plenty of people out there that haven't heard your message. If you have less than 1,000 followers on any of your platforms, you should be repeating your stuff on the regular, y'all. And especially as you learn and you grow, you're going to have new perspectives. You're going to look at things in a different light. And you might have to go back and revise what you said about a specific thing. I mean, I do that all the time. I haven't done it yet because I'm only, 128 days into podcasting. I'm not even a year into learning online marketing. But I know I will eventually get to a point where like, oh, I have to revise what I said about this. Let me revisit the topic. So no, I have no concern about being repetitive, and I know that I will be repetitive. I will actually be purposefully repetitive time and time again, right? There's so many people out there that you don't have to worry about being repetitive, right? You don't have to worry about that. And again, the foolhardy thing is to be overly concerned with trying to be fresh and new and have an idea that is so groundbreakingly new that it becomes trendy, right? Like that's the wrong mindset to have. That is really the wrong mindset to have. It's that lottery mindset. It's that 1 in a million mindset that it rarely ever works. And we see, if you guys follow trends, they last all of 30 seconds on the internet, right? Like it's here today, gone tomorrow kind of thing. So just be willing to have a presence, a consistent presence online. And that means oftentimes being repetitive, right? So that's the message for today. Hope that makes sense. More from me tomorrow. So stay tuned. Until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.